Alright. Today we're going to be talking about psychics in this video. So psychics, they are basically associates or close friends to the hero. In a game like Dragon Age, they are basically monsters with pseudo classes. Now, I am going to talk about each type of psychic and not all the monsters you can be as a psychic because it's a bit complicated because there are many options despite the restriction of being one half or lower. So, warrior, we have a psychic that does not require you to talk at all. Now, warrior psychic could be a dog, could be a wolf with a great sword in his mouth, or it could be basically whatever kind of monster that doesn't talk, like an ooth. They can, they started with the benefit of having pseudo martial skills, such as proficiency in skills that martial often gets, like athletics, perception, and intimidation. If they're a humanoid, a creature that can hold a weapon, they automatically get proficiency in all weapons and armor. And so when you get at first level along with those, you get the choice of being an attacker or a defender. Attacker getting +2 to all attacks they do. Defender basically get the protection style but can do it without needing a shield. Level 2, they get second wind and they get a second use of it at the max level of 20. Which, yeah, pretty much just 20 plus a 1d10 of healing times 2. Which is nice, but not the greatest. Third level, they get superior critical, which they can crit with any attack instead of primarily weapons or without having to curse someone like Champion or Hexblade. For fourth level, we get our ability score improvements. We also get them later at 8, 10th, 12, 16, and 19, I believe. I know they're. I know that mages have their last ability score improvement by 18 instead. They get extra attack at one. I don't think they get it at level 5. They get it at level 6 instead. Which is interesting because kind of like sword bards and other subclasses because it's not often that a pure martial has to get extra attack later than level 5 for their. I don't know, they get nothing at level 5. At level 7, they get battle readiness, which they just get advantage on initiative rolls, which they don't. They aren't protected from being surprised, but they are good at, getting first in the initiative order. At level 10, they get improved defense, which is just the defense fighting style, but doesn't have to wear armor. At 11, they get Indomitable and they get their second use at 18th level. First, giving the abilities for improvements, but believe it or not, Warrior Psychic get a third attack at level 15. With this is one of the few cases where they get, which means that this is the only martial class that allows you to get 3 attacks other than fighter. However, Beast Stone of Barbarians also provides that, but only if you use claws. So that's the warrior. Now we're going to experts, which basically is like the rogue or bard, or the pseudo rogue or bard. They get their proficiencies as well in saving throws. You gotta choose their saving throws, which I forgot to mention in warrior. Warriors get, the expected proficiency choices of strength, dex, or con. Expert psychics did their choices of dexterity, intelligence, or charisma. And if they're humanoid or have simple or martial weapon and staff block, they get proficiency in all simple weapons with proficiency in 2 tools of your choice, as well as proficiency in quite a few skills of 5, which is more than a rogue. And for their first level feature, to get helpful, which is basically bonus action help, which is a useful feature. However, you will be bombarded with multiple bonus action choices at second level, which is cunning action, which if you're a rogue, you know. As for third level, hey look, there's expertise in 2 skills, obviously. And like the warrior, at 4th level get ability score in the same stats. In the same levels actually. When you become a psychic of X-Ray Warrior. At 6th level, you finally get an ability called Coordinated Strike, which basically is a buffed help action, but also gives you like sneak attack in a way. If you target a creature with the help action, it's a bonus action, you get to do an additional 2d6 damage with whatever attack you do. And at 7th level, you get like the rogue or monk of evasion, which needs no explanation at all. At level, you get inspiring help, which now your help actions have the same effect as bardic inspiration. However, this is a bardic inspiration that comes with advantage instead of your character having to just use an action to help and a bonus action to use bardic inspiration. This can also be added to damage roll, which is quite nice. And at 14 level, you finally get reliable talent. And at 18 level, you finally get sharp mind, which this is the only psychics class that can have 2 proficiency in saving throws. Other sidekicks are going to have to grab resilience for a second saving throw. Now we get to the spellcasters, which obviously gain a saving throw in the classic intelligence, wisdom, or charisma, and 2 saving throws that are normally associated with spellcasters. So skills, and if the psychic is a humanoid or have a the psychic gain proficiency with light armor anyway if it doesn't have proficiency in it already, which means they don't have to wear mage armor. And if it's a humanoid or have simple martial weapon and proficiency, they gain proficiency with all simple weapons. Huh. And they basically like have caster spell casting, which I won't take long to explain, but like the artificers, you get two spell slots at the beginning, and it won't start increasing until you get to like third level. And the amount of spell known is like very limited. You start with one spell to cast at first level. So basically, your spell known slowly increases. If you want to see how many spells you'll know at a level, you can look at the spell sheet if you have the psychic. If you have Torture Culture, everything. But eventually you get the potent cantrips, which you can add your spell casting modifier to any cantrips that deals damage. And it's not once per turn, so Eldritch Blast can be actually used with this. But then we get to something like Empower Spell, which now whenever there's School of Magic, it can choose the School of Magic and it can add its spellcasting ability modifier bonus to any spell damage or healing rolls if the spell does any. However, it must be associated with the School of Magic that it comes from. It at 18th, I skipped ability score improvements, but this one different because at 18th level you get your finally ability score improvement, which is unique because often the last ability score improvement is at 19th level. Spellcaster gets it a little early, and at level 20, you get very focused on whatever spell you casted, and no damage can break your concentration on any spell. This is much better than the Conjuration one, but it requires you to be level 20. So that's it. That's all the spells that you will learn by cast. And that's all I can say about the sidekicks for now. So, if you enjoyed all these information, like and subscribe. And hopefully I'll do better with my explanations. See ya.